Okay, so I'm running in the park and present to this amazing natural beauty, and it occurred to me there's a thought I'd like to share about being in the present moment, and that is the idea that you should keep your big toe, and that's a metaphor, but actually works, or your thumb, or your stomach, pick some part of your body, in the present moment as you go out, as you go about your day, and you remain rooted in the present moment, if you will. And so, as you go about your day and you interact, whether on the phone or writing emails or driving your car or working on some problem, that you maintain a oasis in some part of your body, or maybe your whole body if you're able to, and you may remain rooted in the present moment. And that process of maintaining awareness in the present moment will calm you or give you a centeredness as you interact with beings in the world who may not be centered in the present moment. And eventually, if you're able to and comfortable, you will live in the present moment, and everything that you do will be or arise from being centered, and your life will be more calm and joyful, and you will have an immediate awareness as you're present to the collective consciousness of your higher self. Your awareness of what's mad in the world will keep you awake. The toe, the stomach, or the entire body will notice when madness enters. around you and won't even need to judge the madness, but will be comfortable in the awareness that you are not the madness, that you are in the present moment, and that you're choosing not to join the madness. And so eventually, or now, there's no reason to wait. You can wait if you like, take your time, get comfortable, and when you're ready, go all in to the present moment. And the surprising thing about it is that there's a bit of a belief that you had that being in the present moment would make you ineffective or lazy because of the joy. And so your mind would have you believe that if you're comfortable, satisfied, and joyful, that somehow the quality of the work would go down, or the quality of your problem solving would go down, would reduce, because you're already happy. And the mind will tell you that you need to be miserable in order to get the most. You need to be intense, miserable, committed. When time and experience and awareness will tell you otherwise. And so, if you listen to yourself, you'll realize that being in the present moment is being with the most creative kind of energy available in the universe. And problems solve themselves often with no action, merely because of your high level of presence. True presence is a form of concentration in the present moment and acceptance of where you are. And acceptance is not, does not imply a surrender to what is. Acceptance of what is actually loads the present wisdom, or allows the present wisdom to function with all of the information and solve the problems from a more creative space with all the information. And when problems are solved with more and more accurate and most accurate information that comes in through perception without denial of what is. You are giving your ultimate wisdom the ability to solve a problem, and if action is required, to take that action, but not go off half-cocked, willy-nilly, rampaging into a situation too soon with too little information, and taking action that may just compound the problem. And if you look in your life and you think about moments when you have been most fluid and most joyful and most creative, you'll find that less of you as a problem solver was present, and more of you as a higher wisdom was present. Almost like athletes talk about muscle memory being what's guiding them rather than thinking, and that is what is available to you 24 hours a day in the present moment. And that's the mind will tell you that you're lazy, and that if it doesn't force you to act immediately and with great force and determination as soon as possible, that you won't get anywhere. And yet, if you're willing to observe those times when you're most creative and you're willing to let go of the idea that you have control over anything in the present moment, and allow your higher self into the mix with you, and let it just be. Take in your surroundings. Take in all the information and be with this moment. And let the wisdom of the ages solve most of the problems. And trust that by being in the present moment will naturally, without effort, bring a high level of perception, which is not properly called concentration in the mind sense, but it's hinting concentration of presence of the present moment, a depth of going in deep in the present moment, and being with that is what will drive the quality into your moments. And so, when you are thinking, be there in thoughts. And when you are running, be there in your run. And when you are observing someone you love in front of you, be there in that beautiful perception of that beautiful person. Let the joy of that moment flood through you, and feel the warmth of that, because that is where you are right now. And if you go somewhere else, if you go into the past, if you go into the future, let that be just for a moment enough to grab whatever data you think is necessary, which your mind thinks is necessary. Give the mind that permission from time to time, but don't let it take over your consciousness completely. Maintain an oar in the deep water of all that is in the present moment, and feel that you are the manifestation of all that happens. If there is time at all, and spend most of your time in the joy of the present moment, and never turn over your consciousness completely to some fiction that this is not it, or that if you can fix 1 or 2 or 3 or 39 things, that it will be better, because all there is now, and it can't get better. It will never be better, because it is perfect right now. Just let that in. Let it in. And have a mind. Have a child mind. But recognize it and let it play at the playground and run around and think silly thoughts, that it will make it better. Once it does this or that, once it makes this or that happen, Don't fall for it. Let it play. Be a parent. Don't micromanage. Manage your mind. Don't be that parent who tells their child it's wrong. Let it be a child. Let it think what you might think are ridiculous thoughts. Let it do that. Let it grow up. Let it make mistakes. And watch it. Be the watcher. Watch the child play, knowing that in the end it wants to protect you. It wants to make it better for you. It might judge you and think that where you've gotten is not far enough. And then if you let it take over, it'll take you to a place that's better. Let it think those thoughts. Observe it, thinking those thoughts. And be in the present moment. Wow. It thinks if it's thinking when it thinks. And remain in all that is. And be the joy. Be the joy. Let the child look for the joy while you be the joy of the present moment. Be the blood circulating in your body. Let that grace of wisdom be the bedrock of your life. Let it be the planet. Let it be the universe. And let the children play and smile at them as they try to convince you that the world is ending and that unless you join them, it will all be over. And be the wisdom of joy. Be the fuzzy warmth in your gut as the world circles around you in chaos. Be the joy of the present moment. And don't make the child wrong. Let it play. Let it experiment. And just be thankful that you know there is really no problem to solve that can make this moment better than perfection of knowing who you are in all. Thank you for joining me on my run. I'm going to let you go and be with these trees.